Namaste and welcome to this exciting new episode of Sattology Debunking Mythology. Sat means truth, Logos means a study or science. Sattology means a science of truth and or study of truth. Opposite of that is mythology, which means a science or study of fake lie or imagination. It's unfortunate that the Western academics call all ancient history of the world as mythology, whereas they have created a lots of mythology in their own culture also, and a lot of information has been hidden and has not been purposely not told for political gains. So the we all know in my last book, One Arrow One Kill, I proved the global spread of Sri Ram's pastimes all over the world. One Arrow One Kill was my last book. I have another. So in that book, when Sugriva's army go to the east to search for Sita, they pass through Yavadvip, they pass through Malaya islands, and they ultimately reach the eastern direction called Peru. And this is how the search goes on through the Vanara. I have a very, very special guest who has done extensive study on the global spread of Ramayana, at least in the southeast direction. And I will publish you the link of the book after the show. You can see that and you can check it out yourself. So without delay, let us welcome Sri Anita Bose. Namaste, Anita ji. Welcome to the show.
Namaste, namaste, namaste. Thank you so much for inviting me in this show. I feel very blessed to be a part of this show. Thank you.
So, Anita ji, what is the thing which inspired you to write this book?
First of all, I have to say the words from Swami Vivekananda, because Swamiji was the first person in our modern time who tried to spreading the truth, what you are doing, the Sattology, the truth. And that truth is very important to know. And as per, I did my Indology, I did my research on find the Bharat Varsha, the original Bharat and original history of India. And in this journey, I went to Southeast Asia for my husband's work, and we stay at Thailand. And there I saw a big Rama image, a big Rama idol in front of the Bangkok National Museum. And it was really a surprise to me, because by religious belief, that was a Buddhist country. And in that country, that is the biggest national museum, one of the best national museum of Southeast Asia. And they put a big Rama idol in front of the museum. That was you can say, the turning point. The first turning point was Ramakrishna Mission Institute of Culture, where I study my Indology and the appreciation of Indian art, and I find my Bharat Varsha, true Bharat Varsha, because our history is not always giving us the true fact. And then when I reached Southeast Asia and saw not only that Rama idol, but the Siam Society, our biggest library of Southeast Asia, and they have a very much big section of the books only for the Ramayana. And the Ramayana from the different part of the Southeast Asia. And I was really amazed to see all those things, because we never knew about that. We know about the history of America, we know about the history of Europe, but we never knew our neighboring countries in this way. And that was the turning point of my life, So I started I joined National Museum Bangkok before that, and do the voluntary work for the museum and do the guiding also. I'm the first guide of the Indian Guide of National Museum Bangkok. And for that, a new door opened to me for the whole Southeast Asia region. And then I realized that it is not only Thailand, but also in Cambodia, but also in Malaysia, Indonesia, even the far land of Philippines, they have their Ramayana. They have this deep influence of this epic Ramayana. And that is the turning point for my life. My first book was on the Jagannath culture and Patachitra, but my second one was on the Ramayana. So I started this thing.
So coming from the land of where Durga is worshipped extensively, and you just quoted the Vivekanand as
Swami Vivekananda,
inspiration.
yeah.
And what about others? Like there were other saints from Bengal which are very famous in the West, Aurobindo and Prabhupada, very famous in America.
Yeah.
So, did they inspire you anytime in your through their writings?
Definitely. Because Rishi Aravinda, he also spoke what is your goal of the Sattology, that is already told by Rishi Aravinda. That is already told by many other our great philosopher, that we should see the Asian culture in a different way, And I think you remember the name of the Okakura from Japan and Sister Nivedita from Ireland also, Margaret. And they all are finding this truth through the different way. And Prabhupada, the role of ISKCON, the Bhakti, Krishna Bhakti, which is very famous in America. And I saw one of their sites, the Czech Republic and ISKCON from the Czech Republic, and they did a lot of research on the Mahabharata and the timing of Ramayana. And that all are influenced me. So definitely, this is the influence.
So, according to them, what was the time of Ramayan? According to Czech Republic?
According them, it is not finally done. There are so many scholars. Why I inspired? I saw there are so many scholars. They want to try to find the date. They want to trying to finding the truth. So according to them, maybe it is 7,000 before Christ or 5,000 before Christ. But I can say this all are under the research. All are under the research. That is the thing.
So, in the Southeast Asia, the king of Thailand is still Rama.
Yeah.
Is Rama 5 ruling or Rama 4?
No. Now it's the Rama 10.
Rama 10.
Yeah. And the Rama 9 was the most famous in whole world. King Rama 9 was the Bhumibala Aduleja. And I was very fortunate that I live in his reign, and I saw his cremation, and I saw the new king coronation. So both the thing I was witnessed we are privileged to get inside the royal palace as the National Museum volunteers. So it was really definitely different thing.
So, so when you were traveling, I believe you have a presentation right now. So if you would like to share some pictures and show, that'll be wonderful for people.
Yeah. I think it is really nice. And I want to share, and I hope now it is, just wait a few seconds. Is it visible?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think people can understand if you see this map. This map is inside the National Museum, Bangkok. It's a huge wall, and there they put this map and written there Indian influence, how the Indian influence came to Southeast Asian countries. And here you can see the three places. One is the eastern part of India, another is the middle part of the India, and another is the southern part of the India. So all those three places.
Anita ji, is such an ironical thing. A country like Thailand acknowledges the Ramayan influence, but Indian texts do not do that.
Yeah, that's very ironical. And you can say that is one point that why I did this research. because I saw that this the Rama is an intangible heritage of Asia,
That's right.
and there is no barrier.
Yeah,
Ramayana, what I saw that Ramayana one epic which cross all the borders,
all the
maybe
borders,
all the borders. See,
even
the
more than
Thai,
even more than Mahabharat. My research
yeah,
is
yeah,
because
yeah, more than
Mahabharat is
Mahabharata.
generally focused on Jambudvip only,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Ramayana reaches all the seven continents.
yeah, all the seven continents. And the thing is that I was astonished to saw the daily Ramayana Ramlila practice in Indonesia. And when I asked them that why you are doing this thing, and they said Ramayana is our identity. So this is a very ironical thing that they can say that Ramayana is their identity, but we cannot say this thing. Hmm.
No,
And
so, since you said Indonesia, did you see that the local administration or the government uh, doesn't influence? You can, Anita, you can pause it and you can run through each slide because the people will learn more. Uh,
okay,
but
okay.
just to Indonesia, do you think the government doesn't like the Ramayana culture in any way?
No, 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 no. They are promoting. In Indonesia, government is promoting Ramayana. Because I am not saying about Bali. Because if I saying Bali, then people will say that Bali is Hindu. But I am saying about Surabaya, Yogyakarta. So that Jakarta. So they all are under Indonesian government. And the Prambanan temple in Yogyakarta, that is under Cultural Ministry of Indonesia. And they are promoting Ram Leela or the dance drama of the Ramayana each and in the week, 4 days in a week. And that is totally promoting by the government of Indonesia. And also they sent the Ramayana team in different countries.
Mm. And which our Ayodhya. I also heard one more thing that the word Ayodhya was also features prominently in all the Southeast Asian countries, right? That
Yeah,
their last king, the original king, was from Ayodhya. Is that right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and not only that, in Thailand, now the present capital is the Bangkok, but before Bangkok, it was Ayutthaya.
Oh, wow.
So it is only I think 1 hour from Bangkok by the car,
Uh-huh.
and Ayutthaya was the 400 years their capital.
Wow.
And they
Nobody
also,
knows
and
that.
if you see the Ayutthaya map, you can see a river just surrounded the Ayutthaya. So they believe that the Sharyu River of Ayodhya is the same here.
Ah,
Hmm.
that's a traditional belief.
Yeah, that's a
So please
traditional
go through
belief.
your slides one by one so all of us can hear in detail now.
Yeah, yeah. This is what you see. It is the called Khon. The dance drama of the Khon is the very famous in Thailand, and they use different type of mask. And the Khon presentation is not only for the new thing. It was the Khon is the long past. You can see the royal family members are taking part in the Ramayana dance drama, and there are different type of dolls also, that the puppet show, what we say, the puppet show or the doll show, that is known as the Hun Luang, and that is also depicted the Ramayana in a different way. And it's very interesting that when the King Rama 9 died, and there are performing art in his cremation day, there are 3,000 performing artists play Ramayana in front of whole world in an open ground of cremation. They are acting regarding about the Ramayana because they believe their king is Rama, their king is Vishnu, because Rama is the seventh incarnation of Vishnu according to our Hindu beliefs. And Thailand is so much respectful for those things. Here you can see that Rama story in the painting because there are so many people every year visiting Thailand. They went to the Grand Palace, but very few people know that inside the Grand Palace, almost 2 kilometers, there is a 178 mural painting based on Ramayana. And not only that, the Ramayana is in the stone also. Prashat Phimai. And the Phimai is came from the name of the Bhima, the another hero of Mahabharata. And here you can see the beautiful sculpture of the story dependent Rama and Lakshmana and Jatayu, and the monkey troops is going, and the Rama and the Lakshmana bind by the snake, that story known as the Nag Pasha. So this is all the things happened in the Thailand. There are lacquer work, there are golden work, there are statue, and so many things. And here it is. Another one is the different form of expression of Ramayana story in whole Southeast Asia. That is the leather puppet show. The leather puppet show is very, famous in southern part of India, and that is went to the Southeast Asia too. Because in South, how the people reached in Southeast Asia, why maybe question is coming in your mind that why it is so famous, why it is so deep impact on the Southeast Asia, because there are maritime trading was a great source of knowledge sharing from India to the other parts of the globe. And it is not only the Southeast Asia, it is up to Egypt, it is up to Rome, because our textile, our spices went there. And here you can see in the Indonesia, the Republic of Indonesia. You asking me about the government support or not? Here you can see the stamp, the postal stamp, which is depicted Rama, and all the four corners of the road, they put different statue of Rama or Lakshmana or like that. And the Ramayana, Thailand Ramayana known as the Ramakien, the Indonesian Ramayana known as the Kakawin. And that is also very important that this Kakawin Ramayana, Ramayana ballet in Pura Vasita. I said you that there is another temple, is the Prambanan temple, which is promoting by Indonesian government. And here another place in Yogyakarta named Pura Wisata. And that Pura Wisata, their name is in the Guinness Book of World Record, because before COVID, 43 years, they never stopped the Ram Leela projection in every night. And I was fortunate to attend their program. And I asked that person, Dr. Dahanan, and his wife, Mr. Nuchavarti, that why you are doing this thing every night. And they spend their money to make this theater, and every night they are doing the Ramayana. And he said that the philosophy of Ramayana, the life of Rama, influenced me so much that I took the decision 43 years ago that I have to sold out all those things. My money I have to put on this, doing the Ram Leela. This is really unique. And very few people we know, maybe those who are in history, they also very much not known about the Majapahit. This is another beautiful Hindu dynasty in Indonesia. They almost ruling 500 years. And I got this beautiful Hanuman idol from the Majapahit Museum in Surabaya, Majapahit district. And you can see the Talapatra, the Ramayana written on the palm leaf, that all from the 14th century. And this is from Surya Majapahit. They are belong from the Sun dynasty. If you remember, Lord Rama is belong from the Sun dynasty, Surya Bangsha. And they all put that sun symbol in the wall of their home. This is the picture from 2019. And the councillor of Majapahit, they give money to the local people to make the home as big as the Majapahit time. And please put those things. but they are not Hindu. They are not Buddhist. Their belief is different. I am very much hopeful that one day people will understand why the Indonesia is really great to preserve our culture. I am very much happy to see all those things. And here you can see that the beautiful mall in Surabaya, I got this from their souvenir shop, the pen stand, all those things belong from the Rama. And this Ramayana is in Surabaya and Yogyakarta and everywhere in Indonesia. And people here are taking the holy bath in Jalatondo, Java, and they believe that this place was belong from Shiva, and the king was stay here. So the Indonesia is a magical country, you know. Here is another museum from Jakarta, and every day Ramayana performance at the Prambanan temple in Bali, the Kekak dance, and they are really, really enjoying. And here you can see the Ramayana book, different type of Ramayana book in literature in Indonesia. And here's a Javanese manuscript, and this manuscript also telling us about the famous story of Ramayana. Is a Sita abduction of Sita, and Sita is requesting Rama to finding that golden deer. And it's really very interesting that I travel a lot and I did research on many countries, and I saw few stories not replace or not change. In between that abduction of Sita and the wish of getting the golden deer is followed everywhere. And here is the what you see now. It is the Malaysia, the Ramayana of Malaysia, known as the Hikayat Seri Rama. And once upon a time, before 1970, you can say the Lord Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore, the famous poet, he went there in 1927, and he saw that Ramayana, as the Ram Leela or the dance drama of the Ramayana, is performing in the Sultan Palace in Kraton, Sultan Palace, and it was almost 1 month, and they're performing every day. And now the archaeological findings came out, and then the Komben cave, Batu cave, all those ancient cave, they got different type of Hindu deities, and it was proved that once upon a time they were worshipping there. And here is the book of Hikayat Seri Rama, and this is another museum in the border of Sumatra and Malaysia. This is known as the Balaputra Deva Museum, where our history is preserved. And this is a beautiful picturesque country of the Laos. And the Laos, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, is all are known very much for their work, for their political disturbance, and the different political beliefs, different religious beliefs. But how many we know that the Laos was the outpost of Indian culture? And there is a very famous Indologist, Silva Levy, and there are so many French Indologists also in Southeast Asia. They are working on that, and you will be happy to know that they are working. Their one basic knowledge is coming from another person who is belong from Bengal, and he is Dr. Ramesh Chandra Majumdar. His book on the Hindu colonies in the Far East was written many years ago, and no one till date, no one in our country is focusing on his book. But I was amazed to see that his book is like an authentic book for those Indologists in Southeast Asia and in French University also. And here you can see it's a very interesting thing is the Mekong, the famous Mekong River of Southeast Asia. But you know the Mekong River is coming from the word, actually they pronounce Mekong Ka. This Mekong Ka is actually Magonga. So they believe the same thing is the Mekong is similar as the Mother Ganges, the holy river of India. And that's why when the coronation started in those countries, the king is taking a holy bath from the Ganges River, from the other rivers. The water came from the other rivers from India. And there is a 108 pots of the holy water. And when the king take the coronation oath, they take a holy bath by those water. So Laos have also their Ramayana. It is the Pralak and Pralam. And this is the old temple of Wat Pho complex where they performing the Ramayana. And it was once upon a time, it was a Shiva temple and the Vishnu temple. But now it is almost ruined, but archaeological department is reviving again. And the Laotian people, I saw the Lao Ramayana because in 2016, there was a Ramayana festival of 10 countries of Southeast Asia in Bangkok. And I was fortunate to saw that thing. So, and it is not like that the only old people are continue that thing. This is the part of their young generation life also. And I fortunately attend a dinner in the Paxi, the royal palace. Now it's converted in a hotel, and Champasak, the other part of the Laos. And in the ceiling of that hotel, they asking me that from where you came, because I love to wear my attire, Indian attire, and they love to see my saris. And they asking me from where you came from India. I say yes. And then they said that please go up to the topmost room of the hotel. And I went there and they show me that see the ceiling. The whole ceiling is painted by the Ramayana. So it is an irony, definitely it's an irony that we we don't preserve those things in this way. How the Southeast Asian people are doing, we could not do that thing. So beautiful. There the Raman is preserving in the beautiful woodwork, the Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, and this is the Wat Sieng Thong temple in Luang Prabang. And the whole temple, it's a Buddhist temple, but the whole temple is decorated by the Ramayana wood carving. Here you can see that thing. And now the another country is known as the Cambodia. And that Cambodia was you saw that Sugriva sent his army to finding Sita to the east, southeast, and this is the Cambodia. Siam is the Siam in Thailand. Cambodia was now the present Cambodia. And there are a lot of temples. Cambodia is full with temples. It's a beautiful architecture. One of the very beautiful architecture, and all the temples, they depicted the stone, the poem of the stone is depicted either Ramayana or the Mahabharata. Here you can see the Rama story in the Bantesari temple. You can see the postal stamp of the Ramayana. You can see the fashion design in sense and how the art continued through the Rama story. You can see this is the picture from 2017. The people are dancing the Ramayana and see the headgear, the dance drama, the dress, the design, and you see the 3 stone carving in the famous Angkor Wat temple, the Rama, Lakshmana, Sita, and see the similarities of the headgear, see the similarities of the drapery, the jewelries, everything is still continuing through the Ramayana. And the new generation continue their inner spirit through the Riyamkar. The Cambodia Ramayana known as the Riyamkar. And this Riyamkar or the Rama Kirti, the work of Rama Kirti, what Rama doing. So this is the thing. And now we are very quickly going to the Burma. The Yangon, Burma is known as the Myanmar. But that Burma have also 13 different type of Ramayana. In a written form, in a drama form, in the dance form, and there is so many small Ramayanas written by different time, different poets and different, what can I say, the royal families also. Actually, the Brahmadesha, the Myanmar was known in ancient time as the Ramanna Desha. And now there is a World UNESCO Heritage Sites, and they're finding a city. The city name is Srikhetra. The Srikhetra means the city of the Krishna, city of the Vishnu. and they have a beautiful Vishnu idol. I will show that the Ramayana was also known as the Jatpo. In Bengali, we have a word Jatra, and they followed that, because I forgot to say that you used to, in beginning you say that there is a I am from the land of Mother Durga. I am the worshipping of the uh, mother goddess. And in Tulsidas, there are three Ramayanas very much influenced in whole Southeast Asia. One is Valmiki Ramayana, another one is Tulsidashi Ramayana, another one is Krittivashi Ramayana. The Krittivashi Ramayana is belong from Bengal. And in that Krittivashi Ramayana, Rama worshipped Durga. And from that, this famous festival in the autumn, in October, the Navaratri or the Durga Puja is famous from there. So here you can see the beautiful Vishnu idol in the Nath Luang temple. And those old temple from 10th century, 11th century in Myanmar, they are preserving the Ramayana story, either in a painting form, either in a sculpture form. And this is the Burmese manuscript of the Rama story. Here also the painting is 49, I think 39 painting of the, 39 painting of the Ramayana is depicted here, and how the famous story of, again, the Sita abduction and the golden deer story is very famous. And the beautiful silver work, the repository work also in Burmese Ramayana. And I saw it in Indonesia also, and the Malaysia also, that they are making the bowl, they are making the beautiful shape of plates, and they put the Ramayana story, they work on the tan. And from Yangon to the Sun State, what I observed, that people try to continue, people try to preserve our culture in very different way. And when I came to know about the Kenneth was in San Francisco that time, and he tried to show the Ramayana puppet show, but he make a little bit lighter weight puppet, because then people will enjoy more. And they try to spread his childhood Rama legend through this puppetry show. And here is a country which name is the Philippines. And I was amazed that Philippines have Ramayana, because my father was a sailor and he often went to the Philippines. His ship went there, but I never learned about that thing. But that Filipino Ramayana, they have three different Ramayana. One is the Maharadhya Lavona, the story of Maharaja Ravan, Maharadhya Lavana. Another was Sinkil, the dance with the bamboo, that is called Sinkil. Another one is the Dharanjay. There is three type of Ramayana. And here is a 2016, I met this group, and they all are the young people, they are performing Ramayana. But if you see that, what is the beauty of the Ramayana is, those people are believe in the Christianity. They are followers of the Christian religion. But for them, it is not a barrier. Ramayana is not a barrier. Ramayana is a link to open the world. It's a link to reach to other people. So this is the Sinkil dance, and this is another Sinkil dance form. And people believe that this is the Shita to whom she tried to pass the obstacle. And there is a rice terrace of Ifugao, and where the people are chanting Hudhud. And in this Hudhud, Juan Francisco, the famous Indologist, he finding that they are actually chanting the Ramayana and Mahabharata. So these 7 countries, I already researched and published the book, and now I am researching on the Vietnam. And this Vietnam is very famous for different reasons. But the Vietnam, the oldest ancient Hindu culture was Champa culture, and almost 4th century to 16th century, this Champa culture and Hindu dynasty was ruled there. And I need to do more research on that. But I got so many things from there, and still they have their Ramayana, they have their sculpture, and this is a biggest only one Shivalinga, where you can see the whole story of the Ramas marriage is actually depicted there. So in this way, and as I am the now I am continue as the chief convener of the Global Encyclopedia of the Ramayana. So there are so many countries, not only the Southeast Asia, but there are so many countries from the Russia, from the Ukraine, from Italy. This is the picture from Italy, from Sri Lanka, and sorry, from the Australia, and and definitely from Swat Valley. So now we know the situation of the Gandhar or Afghanistan is not good, but they have also their Rama statue and the popularity among the Shuvastu region. So this is the thing what I finished very quickly, and I did my journey. I write my journey in this Ramayana footprints book in Southeast Asian culture. So I hope that the word Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is your, the all is your relative. This is the ancient Sanskrit terms of India is really, really remarkably followed through the Ramayana. I think it give a brief idea about the Ramayana in different countries.
What a wonderful presentation, Anita ji. And what is the name of your book? Can you say it again loudly for everybody to hear it?
Okay, can I show also?
Yes, please.
Yes. Yeah. Is it coming?
Yes, Ramayan Footprints in Southeast Asian Culture and Heritage. And now I have some questions, and you can get it on Amazon.
Yeah. This is you can get it in Amazon, in Flipkart, in Google Book also. And in this book, I did research on Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Laos, Cambodia, and Myanmar. And its second part also coming.
So people who would like to take this book and get the book, and what is the name of the other author which you quoted? What is the name of that?
Yeah, the one of the if anyone is want to know about the Hindu colonies in Southeast Asia, so they can find the book of Dr. Ramesh Chandra Majumdar.
Dr. Ramesh Chandra Majumdar. Is that available on Amazon also?
I think it's available in Google Books, and maybe you can find, because his work was done many years ago. So, but maybe PDF can find.
Is he still alive?
No.
Anyway, but good you said this book also, because it's honesty also. When we learn from somebody else, we should always give credit. Because
definitely,
like in my last book, One Arrow, One Kill, and I'm so happy you put pictures, but I had written only Valmiki Ramayan's version of Sugriva's travels. And I think it will be a great combination, because I wrote it, but you put it in pictures, which is much more beautiful.
Okay. Now, what I can share with you all, that as I believe in very much in the authenticity and the honesty, definitely. So if someone taking my book, I have a very huge reference work. It's almost 10 pages, and you can get many books, name of the many books, name of the many sites from where you can get the information, because honesty and authenticity is the first point of this type of research work. It's not like a storybook. That's why I always very much aware of that thing.
Yeah, because a lot of Indologists today, they follow the Western viewpoint and they call Ramayan as a mythology. But how can something be a mythology when it is spread in so many cultures and so many traditions, not just from Bharat? In fact, Ramayan is more popular than even Mahabharata in many ways, because it has influenced more people across the world. You showed Philippines today. Between 1485 and 1528, in just 60 years, the Spaniards put a law that if they do not convert, they'll be either killed or thrown out in the ocean or in some other country. And that's how they were forcibly converted, the entire Filipino population. But still they retain the cultural aspect which you just showed, including their shirt, gurung, which they wear.
Yes.
Which is also very similar to kurta. of Bharat.
Yes. Yeah. You know that now I am researching on the festivals and ceremonies of Southeast Asia. And that is also very interesting that through the festivals and ceremonies, if you go the deep of that for the resource or the source of the main seed of those festivals and the ceremonies, then you can see that in the hollow portion, the plowing ceremony, that is a very big part of Southeast Asia. Then the Holi, and there is also a ceremony which are floating the candle in the river or in the any water body. That is called also Loy Krathong. Loy Krathong in Thailand and another name in another different part of the world. But that is also related with the Orissa because the date, the Kartik Purnima, the date when the travelers, the traders start their journey for Southeast Asia, their mother, their sister, their wife pray for them and float the candle to the river. And the same thing in the same day happened to those countries. I was witness that. So this is also very much interesting. If someday happen, you give me the opportunity, we can share that thing also.
Yes. No, we will definitely talk more because this is topic which is very close to my heart. Now, the another aspect which you mentioned, now you took the example of Indonesia and Malaysia. I skipped. So you showed something about Malaysia also.
Yeah, I also saw
So
because with
In Malaysia is
mm,
an Islamic country, and which has more problems than Indonesia. So
mm,
Indonesia has accepted their past, and even though they were forced to convert, but they are whatever they were forced, they are continuing, but their culture remains Ramayan based. And Indonesia is the only peaceful country in all the Abrahamic nations which
mm,
has both the cultures simultaneously existing. Is this
mm.
a role model for other countries also?
You tell me just my word from my heart. I was traveling almost continuous 19 days in the remote part of Indonesia. It is not only the main city of the Indonesia. And I feel very much this thing, what you just say, that they have that acceptability, they have that openness, and people really want to. I believe that if someday people will follow that thing, they will be happy. The other, our whole world will be happy because this is the harmony, the blending of harmonious journey. So one, I just give up one example. I met a person who make those leather puppet. I show you now that the leather puppet, and I met him in Yogyakarta. Behind the Kraton, the palace of Sultan, there is a small area. The artisans make those things. And the guy told me, "Oh, you are my sister." I say, "How? In which way?" And he said that, "See, in the sixth generation before, my parents is coming from Gujarat. So that time we were Hindu. But after that, we are convert. But the same blood is going, no? You are my sister." So this is the thing. The Indonesians thought are like that. And they are very often, and I pray for that country that nobody or najar na lag jaye. They should be still doing the thing, continue this thing, and the other part of the world should follow that. It's my belief. And I think it is very important for all of us.
You you know, this show will wake up many Indians also, and I think there is a India has since last 6 or 5 consecutive governments, Indian governments have focused on look east policy, and and which is a very good thing because in Ramayana also the biggest army of people who were searching Sita went to the east because it's the biggest land and biggest direction.
Mm.
Prag Jyotishpur, which is mentioned both in Ramayana as well as in Mahabharata, which is people debate. There are two Prag Jyotishpur. One is in the west near Baghdad, another is in the east near Guwahati.
Yeah,
And
Tripura.
Ahom,
Mm,
the
mm,
Ahom kings,
mm,
they were one of the biggest, you can say, influencers of Ramayan culture and Krishna culture, both of them
Hmm, hmm, hmm,
in the East. Uh,
hmm,
Burma, Brahmadesh, you correctly said, because Brahmadesh, that's why it had the largest number of temples for Brahma. So did you
hmm.
see anywhere Brahma temples also in Burma?
I don't, I actually, the Burma, I don't know about the Brahma, but what was astonished me, that was the each and every home, each and every office, school, college, university, super mall, everywhere Brahma is worshipping in Thailand. Everywhere. The Brahma temple, it is not inside the house or not inside the office, but the outside the place. There is a beautiful, the in our childhood we saw the tulsi planting, and there is a beautiful place where you put the tulsi plants and put the water. If you do that, the double storage, and each places the Brahma is worshipping in Thailand, and it is really the Brahma is known as the fra from. From is the Brahma.
Like
So it's,
Prajapati Prapom.
yeah, like Prajapati. Yeah, yeah. So
The,
maybe the Burma also had that thing, because the same cultural heritage, the river, you can say that flowing through the, and you say the Ahom king, and you do you know that there is a king is known Ahom Thai, and that was under Thailand. One Thai king was ruling Ahom, so that tribes is known as the Ahom Thai. Hmm. So there are so many. It's like a tapestry.
uh, Coming from Bengal, now Bengal, the word Bang is from Mahabharat. Bang, Anga, Banga, Kalinga, and then Tripura, Manipur. These are all ancient names. It's not
Yes.
new names.
No.
So in Bangladesh, since it is very close to, I don't know where you live right now, but it's very close to where you come from, Bangladesh.
Hmm.
Again, it's a story of they have forgotten their identity, original identity,
Hmm.
and therefore there is a unrest over there. Did you do any research on the temples of Bangladesh or not much?
No, actually, as per the part of Global Encyclopedia of the Ramayana,
Uh-huh.
so we have a very authentic team of the 30 people who are working on the whole Bengal. From the Bengal, we have 30 scholars, and few of them are working on the Bangladesh also. And Dr. Durga Bosu, the former director of Archaeological Survey of India, and he was the professor of Indian Archaeological Department in Calcutta University. She is working on the temple of the Bangladesh and what is the relation of the Ramayana. And such a good thing is coming. There are so many information which we don't know, and they also forget about that. But one thing we should remember, that before 70, we were the same country. So our culture, our food habits, our dresses, our heritage, all were the same. So definitely they have a lot of temples. And not only that, recent archaeological foundings is the very old port city, and which was related with Chandraketu God. There are very less research done on those places, but see that the maritime traders, from where they came and where the Ongo Bongo Kalingo, so they came through those ports. And in Ptolemy, the history of Ptolemy and the historian of Alexander, they they told that thing about the Chandraketu god, about the brave people of the Gangaridar, the source of the ancient source of the Bengal people. So there is so little bit work done on them.
No, so nice to see a real Indologist, because the word Indologist has become very bad nowadays because of people like Arfan Habib and Romila Thapar and Audrey Trushke, Wendy Doniger. They have destroyed the Indologist name. And genuinely, we are seeing the genuine researchers like you and us. We also do a lot of research on Sattology, but our findings all match. There is no difference. What you are describing is similarly what I have written, but with not so many pictures. So, this is the proof that you're giving to all of us that this is existing. Most of us have not traveled much. And also another aspect which you, I think, highlighted also the architectural marvels, architectural
Yes,
marvels.
yes, yes, yes.
Like the most of the people do not know Angkor Wat. That's the actual name. Angkor Wat uh, is a floating temple. It's not on the solid ground. It's on the swamp. So the engineering side is also there. Did you capture that also in your book?
Yeah, yeah. If you read my book, I write also that thing that, see, in my book, I don't say about the story of Ramayana, because story of Ramayana you can finding in Google, you can get it. You know? So if you want to see the story of Thai Ramayana, you can get it. But what I want to focus in my book, that how Ramayana in the culture and heritage of those countries, in architecture, in archaeology, in painting, in art, in dance, in food, in drapery, in textile. So this is the proof. It is not only the story, because if you go that place, you can see the people are living that life. You can see the stone sculpture. That is the proof that what we don't know about it. Because if I only say, why I actually, you also get in my book also, there are so many pictures I also used in my book, because I need to focus the truthfulness, that okay, I give all those things, I give all the references, I give all those picture, I describe about that. If you have any doubt, please go and see and just compare, because I cannot fabricate this thing. So that's why the architecture marvel is very important.
Yeah, because of the green screen, people are not able to see the pictures which
Oh, sorry.
now.
Okay. Okay.
But I will advise viewers to get the book. You can search Anita Bose, Bose, on Amazon. Mostly our viewers will go to Amazon. Most of us cannot go to Flipkart because it's
No,
difficult.
no. But please write Ramayana footprints in
Ramayana
Southeast Asia. Ramayana footprints in Southeast Asian culture and heritage
heritage.
by Anita Bose.
Yeah.
Then, because the name of that story of Subhash Chandra Bose's daughter and my name is same, so there are a lot of confusion,
So
and
search for
you know that.
Anita Bose and Ramayan. Then I think you'll get it.
Yeah. Then you can
So,
get the Ramayana footprints and all those things. Yeah, yeah.
so
And this is published by the B Books.
okay. So thank you so much, Anita ji, and for all the viewers who are watching this show. It's time to bring back the Ramayan culture. We want Ram Rajya, but not Sri Ram. This is a big problem. We need to have Sri Ram, then Ram Rajya automatically comes. And the best way to get Sri Ram is to learn about him. And the over the centuries, people have done so much faith in Valmiki Ramayana, and different Ramayans are a lot of Ramayans available, but Valmiki Ramayana is the original one.
Mm.
So many cultures have been influenced by it, so many cultures. And one of the descriptions of Ayodhya is the warriors from all over the world, traders from all over the world used to come to Ayodhya to learn culture, science, defense, and art. That was the home of all those things, and it was a place of learning. And Ayodhya is the same city which was established by Manu. So it is a great historical treasure we have. We have to value it. And Indologists like Dr. Anita Bose, they are doing a wonderful work. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll come back with another show similar to this. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.